We have a situation where there is no black judge that has been appointed to the Superior Court of Fulton County in the last 10 years, and diverse. The appointment system is not working in the Superior Court of Fulton County. That it may be economic.
Can I just please expound? It's by design that these judges decide to give up their seats for a reason, and that is to maintain the system as it is. And the other point is, it is very to run against a sitting judge when you don't have the resources.
When are we going to get a black woman on the Supreme Court of the United States? This is Obama. I'm talking about Obama now. And they invited me back again, and I raised my hand again. And I said, when are we going to get a black woman on the Supreme Court of the United States?
You know, so politics gets judges elected and gets them appointed also. But for those who get appointed and then they stand for re-election, because that's the way it usually works in Georgia. You get appointed and then you run for re-election as a incumbent.
It's so important that we have diversity on the federal bench as well.
Lionel kept asking me the question, Tyrone, what is it going to take to really settle this now? And I said, just qualification commission, and we've got to ensure that there's going to be adequate representation from our commission. You know, some other judges on the plane with us, and one of the justices on the Georgia Alliance of African American Attorneys. And I think Tony Axon was elected the first president.
Looks at that list. They and he.
Your representatives, your state representatives, and urge them to contact the chairman.
Make some noise. Shut it down. Have a press conference. Have Warnock over there to come and speak. Have me come and pray for you. I'll bring some holy oil and sprinkle it all over you. But you ought to have a day where black lawyers, I've never seen it, go to the General Assembly in mass. Yes, sir. And tear it up.
On the federal bench, Clarence Thomas is there for his lifetime.
Amen. And he can design, he can meet all.
Instead interview for the one legal internship position that they give to a law student every summer. And so, of course, I said,
it is no accident that we are in this great cathedral of African Methodism. Whatever kind of movement we seek to have as a people on these shores, every movement that we've had has been based in this first movement that you're sitting in, the independent black church movement. We don't get very far without the church, and so I'm always glad to see this many lawyers in church. Lord Sears at the time was the Chief Justice. And it was the movement in the courts that set Janalo Wilson free. Now, the judges in this room will tell you that they're not moved by politics. The judges read newspapers just like everybody else. They watch the news just like everybody else. They're bound by certain principles and certain rules, but the streets created a larger atmosphere for action to happen. And so I'm just happy to be a part of this struggle. We've got to engage this issue on so many levels.
Let's do what we have to do to take our time by volunteering, giving our talents, giving of our gifts, and of our money. So what we can do at the end of the day is to turn this mission, when y'all got here early on a Saturday and you didn't find it to be robbery, we have to take it to the next step. It doesn't stop on November 2nd. We are turning this into a movement.
It took us a long time to get to this point, and it's going to take us a long time to get out. So for those people who stood, if you have any questions about who they are, talk to them. But know that we have candidates, we have people who are ready and willing to run.
It's a very important topic, one that I'm glad the community could come together today to discuss. We have a very distinguished panel this morning that I'm going to introduce very briefly so that we can county. He is a man of integrity who values family and helping those who are less. In Augusta, Richmond County. Solicitor McIntyre was born and raised in Augusta. She lived and worked